Hello, beautiful souls. Today is almost full moon, and I just want to show up here because I wrote this blog about collective trauma, and I receive a lot of messages from you guys, and thank you so much for your concern. But I'm actually doing well. So I just didn't realize, you know, I go through purging and purification, and after that, I'm able to write the story. So when I've written the story, it's actually already done because I purge and kind of like going to the fire. So collective trauma, it's very interesting what's going on in my small world. As I said in my blog, it's going through the death of Buddha triggered me in a space where I wasn't aware that pulling the life support of my son Theo when he was in coma actually created a void in my heart, because we opted for organ donation. And organ donation is very time sensitive. Like the person has to die within 2 hours, or else the organs are not deemed viable. So in that sense, Theo actually died within 2 hours, and that made him a successful organ donor. So we are grateful, for 4 people that have received his organs. So where am I going with this is just really, when Buddha, my cat, died, triggered me to that unconscious state of mind that I didn't spend time doing rituals with my son because we had no time. We only had 2 days to say our last goodbye. So what I did with my cat is I spent time with Buddha. I did a lot of, I did a lot of holding, caressing, loving, saying the words, purging, like really having a sacred space. It's like a personal, intimate ritual that I did with my cat. And during that time also, I was cleansing in the ocean, and then I found myself in an optional nude beach, which literally got me out of my mind. I cleansed my body, I took off my clothes, I swam like a mermaid, and it felt so good cleansing. So I was like, I was feeling, now that I look back, it's actually like a metaphor, because my son Theo took his clothes off before he crossed the street and got hit by a truck. So it was like that itself, taking your clothes off, is a metaphor for releasing yourself, freedom, liberation. For me, it's cleansing my body of any shame, accepting my body parts, because when you're sexually abused, you have a lot of imprints of shame and guilt. So that was so intense. So I was healing my myself, my body, my mind, my spirit. And then, like, after a week, then I had to go through another kind of death. My patient had chosen euthanasia. So this is like about suicide and euthanasia. It's very, very it's a taboo in our society. But I feel I lost my judgment when I had, when I held my patient. I think because I lost my judgment when my son died of suicide. So I don't have any judgments to anyone's predicament or situations, because for me, I am not God, and who am I to judge? I have so many things, in my in my plate. So why would I judge someone who had chosen to live his life that way? So it's intense because I love my patient, and I became an advocate, and I became closer to the family because of that non-judgmental and unconditional love that I had, just really created a space for them to be okay. And it's just all this taboo right in my face. And what did I do? I just become present. I became present. So then I started studying Peter Levine, somatic healing, which actually taught me about trauma. And then I recognized trauma is collective. And if we can shift our mind towards trauma, we're able to open doors and support others, because trauma connects us all. Like if someone's hurting your community, like for example, my son's friend also passed away within these 2 weeks, and Guru Jagat, right? All of these people that touches me. So when we get hurt, when others are hurting, we are also hurting, because we are all in this together. We are one. The spirit doesn't discriminate who has to feel who and what. We're all one. Whether you're black, brown, yellow, white, our skin doesn't matter. Our body is the host of these imprints. So our trauma was, were passed on generations. Our DNA from our ancestors and our society, the environment, like what's going on in the world right now. This is a collective trauma. So as a healer, I am taking my time, like I'm in an incubator by myself, my cat Gaia, who helps me heal with my grief, and just really creating a space where I could tap into the higher perspective of what the trauma is. What does trauma do? So with my research and my own experience, I had blogged about like 20 layers of wounds that you can experience during the trauma. Like disassociation, that's my mastery. I disassociate. Like I leave my body, and then I come into this Femme Fatale archetype. And that's how I felt about, this Femme Fatale archetype was here to defend the hopeless, helpless infant that I was when I was being molested by my babysitters when I was 1 or 2 years old. And during on the same timeline, I was also experiencing near-death experience. I was clinically declared dead with diphtheria in the hospital. So that timeline is very crucial for my incarnation. So I studied my Akashic records. Sex and death are in the same karmic timeline. And then I recognize both experience literally brings you out of your body. Because when you die, you're out of your body. And when you're having tantric sex, you're also out of your body. So it's the climax. And the experience itself is that Kundalini. So when you're awakening Kundalini, that Shakti, that divine thread in your nervous system, it's like this electrical charge. And we want to do the Kundalini awakening slowly, because it can bring you to mental institution where you cannot get hold of your sanity, right? That's why all of this healing trauma is a process. So in the midst of this, I've created healing for sex abuse. So it's like a 6 weeks sessions to go deeper into your healing, like the sacral chakra. And a lot of women are not able to have children. Also, male impotency. Like I've had a lot of experience with middle-aged men, you know, not having that power. They feel powerless. There's a lot of pressure with men, with male sexuality. And so I'm here as a vehicle, as a channel to help you, assist you in what's going on in your sexuality. So I feel the need to address that sexual energy is a very powerful force, that we can clear and heal our chakra energy centers, so then we can become tantric. And becoming tantric is really being connected to the cosmos, to the universe, being a galactic body, embodiment of this spirit and human, you know, like body, mind, and spirit. We're all in this together. And if we can help each other create a very lovely, juicy, you know, vibrant life, I am just on fire. So I was like really overwhelmed with the concerns of my loved ones. Actually, it's not my children, because they know what's going on with me. It's the people that loves me and support me. I am so grateful that you are all concerned, and hopefully that you're not worried about my state of mind, because when I write, I actually had done the purging already, the purification. That's why I was able to write, because if I'm out of my, you know, mind, I won't be able to write. It's actually a purge to help the collective. I just really feel that my incarnation is like a vessel of information, knowledge, to illuminate those people that are unconscious. So my intention in co-creating this life is to illuminate